Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. In this episode, we're gonna run right around here, apparently Flow Rida style, and open up a couple of treasure chests. In Kingdom Hearts 2, treasure chests are a little bit better, I think. First of all, because you can open them while you're being attacked, or while you're in a fight. But also, if we go into the journal here, and we go down to treasures, we can see that each individual treasure chest is pretty much accounted for, if that makes sense. Which is good, because you have to get all the treasure chests to get 100% in the game. So it's a lot easier to find them, I think, because it keeps track of them for you. But another thing I wanted to go ahead and do is go ahead and equip on Sora that elven bandana, because even though it takes away our resistance to, elements or whatever, we get 1 extra defense, and I'm not really sure why the ability ring is not equipped. I could have sworn I put that on Roxas in the last episode. Rip Roxas, right guys? I mean, a lot of people don't like Roxas apparently, as I found out reading the comments, but I think Roxas is one of my favorite characters in the entire series. But anyway, as soon as we run into the forest here, we're going to be getting a cutscene.
You know, I think I've been to this town.
What's it called?
Guess I must have imagined it.
What do you want?
Nothing. Just wondering what was back here.
Now you know. This is our spot.
What? You're new around here, right? I'm Pence.
Hayner, nice to meet you. But we got stuff to do, so catch you later.
My name's Alette. Hey, did you finish up the summer homework yet? Independent studies are the worst, huh?
Homework?
Hey, what are your names?
Oh, sorry. We're Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
Hey there.
Sora, Donald, Goofy. We just met someone who was looking for you.
He sure seemed in a hurry. He had a black coat on, so I couldn't see his face. But he had these big round ears.
Where'd you see him?
At the station.
The station, thanks.
Well, you'd better get back to that assignment.
Later.
Oh boy, the kid's trying to find us.
Yeah, let's get to the station.
Eventually we'll make our way over to the station, but first we need to go find all of the treasure chests hidden around Twilight Town, and like I said, luckily they will keep track of all those for us, but I'm pretty sure as soon as we walk into the sandlot here, we're gonna be getting a cutscene again.
Hey, you. Where'd you come from? You here to pick a fight with us or something?
Fight? We're not here to fight.
Yeah, you big palooka.
Okay, smart Alex. Time to teach you how to behave in my town. Bring it.
Man, what a jerk.
One moment. If you're gonna fight, why not make it a proper struggle?
What?
You see, Seifer, I'm a really big fan.
What? What do you want?
In other words, I want to see more of your super cool moves. You handled the tournament with real style, and you absolutely dominated the title match. But I just can't get enough. Don't you see? The matches are far too short. And what's your name?
Sora.
Sora, if you want to fight a match, you just say the word.
Now that guy says we can just say the word and get into another struggle fight, but if we come over here and talk to him, apparently he doesn't have any fighters for us to fight right now. And another thing I want to point out is that we are in the real Twilight Town right now, which means that basically Roxas was never here. When we were playing as Roxas, we were in the fake Twilight Town that was basically a simulation of the real Twilight Town created by Diz, and there was one cutscene where they showed Diz and the other character who says his name is Ansem, but I really don't want to spoil anything, but they showed them putting Roxas on some sort of data. Basically they turned Roxas into data, and they put him inside of the simulated Twilight Town. And believe it or not, turning things into data is like the entire premise of Kingdom Hearts Recoded. But anyway, when we were playing as Roxas, we were playing in the simulated Twilight Town, and now we're back in the real Twilight Town as Sora. But the reason I bring that up is because in the real Twilight Town, of course Roxas was never here, because the real Roxas was in the simulated Twilight Town. Seifer was somehow able to win the struggle tournament in the real Twilight Town. So later on in the game, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a lot of enjoyment out of taking that title away from Seifer. I don't know, by the way, speaking of Seifer, I don't know what they did to Seifer, or why they did what they did to Seifer. And by that, I mean, in Final Fantasy VIII, of course, he was sort of he was a main antagonist, I guess you could say, of Final Fantasy VIII. But in that game, there was Ultimisia, and he wasn't exactly himself, I guess. Of course, he was not a good guy, but I feel like in Final Fantasy VIII, he wasn't as mean-spirited, if you will, as he seems to be in Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, he just seems to be mean in this game, to me. That could just be me, though, and I guess, you know, you're free to feel your own way. But another character is Setzer. Now, Setzer was in Final Fantasy VI, and I definitely remember him not being like he is in Kingdom Hearts 2. And by the way, over here is our final treasure chest. In Final Fantasy VI, I don't remember him being so uptight, first of all. I mean, he was a gambler, so he wasn't, like, morally good, I guess you could say. But I don't really remember him being quite as, like, in this game, he wanted to basically bribe us to let him win that match, which to me is not really cool. I think bribes to keep yourself at the top, definitely not the sign of a good character, so you can already see how he's different from Final Fantasy VI. But now that I've rambled a lot, we finally made our way back up to the train station area, and we're going to be getting another cutscene. And if you'll notice up there in the top left in that information bar, they say take out all of the strange enemies, even though when we were playing as Roxas, they basically, if I remember correctly, told us that these were called nobodies. But you have to remember that at this point in the series, Sora had never seen a nobody before, so it wouldn't really make sense, I guess, to call them nobodies. And you can see in that cutscene that played just before this fight started that he didn't know what these things were, because they are clearly not any sort of Heartless that he would have ever seen before. But one thing that's really good about this fight, and pretty much every fight after this, for the most part, is that we have party members again, finally. That makes every fight go a lot faster than the fights that we had when we were Roxas. But then again, thinking about it, the fights that we had as Roxas, I don't remember any of them going over like 4 enemies. I'm sure there was one huge fight that I'm just forgetting about, but they kind of, I guess, acknowledged the fact that we didn't have more than one party member, so they gave us smaller fights. Now, as far as this fight goes, it is actually a lot like one of the fights that we did have as Roxas. That one fight, like, right before Axel froze, I guess, there was a fight where I was talking about, like, if you go under a certain amount of HP, the fight will stop. And I'm pretty sure this fight is exactly the same way. And I've read somewhere, I think I read somewhere anyway, that if you get 100 attacks in on the enemy, or you defeat all the enemies in a certain amount of time, the fight will end. So regardless, I'm pretty sure this is another fight you can't lose, but once again, I would still rather defeat all the enemies and not let the enemies knock me out of the fight, as they just did. But anyway, here we're going to be getting some more cutscenes.
Your Majesty?
Shh. You gotta board the train and leave town. The train knows the way. Here.
Your Majesty!
The king? Was that really him?
It could have been. Yep, I know it was.
Now we know he's okay.
The king was locked in the realm of darkness, right?
Uh-huh.
But we just saw him.
Yep.
And if the king is here, that means Riku's here.
He's gotta be.
Well, I'm gonna go look for Riku. Then he and I can go back to the islands together. Kairi's there waiting for us. What are you two gonna do?
Oh. Of course, Sora. Do you have to ask?
Hey, what's so funny?
Your face. What do you say, guys? Let's stick together for one more journey. To where again?
We have to board the train.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
And here we get Roxas's money pouch and his blue orb and an Ansem secret report and another cutscene.
Wait up!
Huh?
Hey, Sora?
What?
Nothing, but
We came to see you off. It just seemed like something we ought to do.
Oh. Really? Thanks.
You should hurry and get your tickets.
Right.
What is it?
They're the same.
Yeah.
Three tickets, please. I can't help feeling like we won't see this town again.
Why not?
You're thinking too much.
Yeah, you're right.
And I feel like our journey is really about to begin because here we have that train that we saw in the simulated Twilight Town as Roxas. So apparently that train that Roxas was, he thought was a wonder is the train that we're going to be using to get out of Twilight Town. So it's kind of cool how it all wraps up like that. But there are another couple of treasure chests that I have to get here in the train station. But in that cutscene where they saw King Mickey, I thought it was clearly, King Mickey. They were like, oh, is it King Mickey? I don't know. I don't think there's many people that have his voice and his ears, and especially, Donald and Goofy have been with King Mickey for a long time, before Kingdom Hearts 1 even started, so you would think they of all people might recognize him, even with that organization hood on. But let's go ahead and talk to Donald, because we are ready to get on the train and leave Twilight Town.
Okay, let's go. Bye.
hey, Sora? You sure we haven't met before?
Positive. Why do you ask?
I don't know.
You okay?
Yeah. Don't know where it came from.
Pull it together.
Right. See ya. You know? I'm sad.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we can visit Hayner and those guys again.
行っちまったな。
行こ
行く場所なんてねえんだろ。もちろん帰る場所もねえ。存在しねえんだよ。
行くべき場所はないかもしれない。でもね、行きたい場所はあるの。会いたい人はいるの。
俺もさ。そういうわけで見逃してくれねえかな。俺たちを始末しろって言われてるんだろ。
ディズが私を
う。行くんだ。
用済みじゃねえの？
二人には借りがある。
借り？
忘却の城で俺たち二人とも。
じゃあお言葉に甘えて。
ごめんね。
There goes our ride.
I've always found that laugh that Sora just did to be hilarious, just because he realizes we're pretty much stranded here unless we can get some sort of extra transportation. But also, even though I showed you guys that you can use the select button to go into the first person mode, I forgot to show you that you can actually run around in first person mode, which is pretty cool, I think. Now here we have a tower, which I don't want to tell you who lives here, but I don't know, this was in, by the way, Disney's Fantasia. I don't remember if it looked like this or not, but maybe that'll give you an idea of who lives there. But in the next episode, we're going to be going into this tower, but first we're going to have to deal with that guy over there. I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, and I hope to see you guys back for the next episode.